So, last session we had left Mistwick, and you guys had all travelled your various ways to Cliff Ridge, where Seraphina and Ulan went back into the Arcanum College to do various topics and speak with the Mistress Catholics again, where they did briefly encounter someone they had heard about, the honoured guest, the Master Heir. From there, Seraphina decided to have a lovely chat with a a being of fire, which led to some interesting developments. From there, the team regrouped and decided to stay the evening before heading out in the morning towards the destination to the west. And I think that's where we can start in the morning, actually. So the wonderful adventurers that decided to find an inn for the evening at a place called the Crystal Flagon. You guys all had separate rooms, which you had paid for, and you all probably wake up eventually. Obviously, in the order of usuality of Ithamore Thirst. Actually, Wilbur's actually awake for the whole evening, so Wilbur, actually, you're up first, technically. Then Ithamore, and then Aaron dead last.
Isn't Wilbur out in the woods?
Yeah, I think so. Unless you went back to your room.
On a stone with with his light stone on for about 8 hours.
Okay, you didn't go back to your room.
Oh, I didn't buy a room.
Okay, fair enough.
He knew he wouldn't be. He didn't want to be close to them anyway.
Fair enough. So then, yes, Ithamore, you'll be in your room. I guess exercising again.
Yeah.
And Aaron, you'll be sleeping.
Probably
Still.
take advantage of the fact no one's around to take a bath without being seen.
You would actually have your own bath in this room, so yeah. And Wilbur, as you're out of town, what are you gonna do?
After finding closing the book after reading it all night, and probably turning off the light zone that's been basically my lamp for the 8 hours. Must be a bakery somewhere in the town. I will go into town to look for a bakery for some breakfast.
Alright. Give me an investigation.
With disadvantage, yeah.
Oh yeah, with disadvantage. Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun day.
Wow!
Wilbur.
I can smell that bread, man.
And yeah, it's the morning, so we can already smell the bread baking. It's a bit of a distance, so you go through a couple of roads. It's pretty busy here, as this is one of the main trade routes heading towards the capital. So a lot of traders are actually already going through, which you notice most of them do seem to be transport for various people. And there's different varieties of carts. Some seem very old-fashioned design. Some seem to be actual full-blown horse-drawn carriages with curtained windows. Am I breaking up?
No.
Okay. And yeah, you eventually find pretty much a district at this point of various consumable items of both food, fruits, bread, and it's basically a market, but instead of it being one of the markets you've seen previously in the other towns, this is an actual store-like marketplace where everyone has their own actual shop instead of just a stall. And
would they have like a fish market?
It's less of a fish market here.
Yeah, it's a bit too much.
Yeah, it's more of a meat of there's some like dairy products as well, but it's mostly like actual cattle, and chickens and red meat and such. There's less in the way of fish here. We'd have to go further south or further west. There is some fish because there is a river nearby, but most of it is.
Yeah, it's also more expensive.
Yes, there's that.
Okay, I will just buy some bread and butter now. A small.
Yeah, it would probably just be probably about 3-4 silver probably for a good amount of bread and breakfast oven materials and decent meat from the butchery. Yeah.
So after that, he will just sit down on a bench, basically having a hiker's breakfast, being half sleeping, basically like as he sits down and basically looks at the people traveling on the roads.
Okay.
About poems, probably.
You can give me a perception check at disadvantage. Reserve.
Not smell based.
No.
14.
Okay.
Oh.
You do briefly notice a couple of figures that you do remember seeing in one of the carts as it passes by. Particularly the young woman that you were arguing with previously in Meadowside. It looked like the regiments had just gone by. Heading west. But yeah.
Wonderful.
Whoa. Aaron's still asleep. The two in the college, Serafina and Ulan, you are back in your rooms, and the guest section up in the, I think I said it was the 8th floor? No, 6th floor. One of the floors. I can't remember which one. But yes, you were staying in your own separate rooms. You would wake up about this time in the morning with the sun coming through your windows. What is the first thing you do in the day? I probably assume you're going to go down for a breakfast, but just want to make sure.
No, I'm preparing my spells. That's the first thing.
Fair enough. You get out your books and pick out your spells. How long does that take you again? That's like
19 minutes.
Oh,
I
interesting.
just calculated it.
Actually, no. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, 1 minute per spell level.
It's not very long then. Okay.
Yep.
In that time, Ulan, you've probably done some stretching.
I was having sort of like a nightmare about those muffins that disappeared on me yesterday. So I'm gonna go downstairs and see if there are any muffins for breakfast.
Okay. You take the trip downstairs with the Actually, how long have you had that stone?
I go to Serafina's room first and knock on the door.
Okay.
And just be like, breakfast.
Am I still in the middle of preparing?
Nah. You're fine.
Alright, then I will get up and open the door. Breakfast!
High five.
No, fire high.
I,
fire high.
I kind of hold my hand at waist height because...
I will give you a fire high. High five.
The fly.
And as we are walking, Ulan, I was thinking about something.
Was it muffins? Because that's what I've been thinking about all morning.
No, I was actually thinking about your meditation thing.
Alright.
What is it actually do? I don't have much experience with it myself.
You mean just like meditation, or do you mean like my yoga poses?
Well, I was thinking that this place has kind of kept me kept pirates away because of all the protective spells there is around. But since we're leaving, these protection will not be there anymore. And I thought that maybe meditation could help me with staying in control. I don't know.
I can certainly help you with that. My calm, soothed, controlled aura is all thanks to two very important things. The first one is Tai Chi, and the second thing is Chai Tea. So as long as we get you on those, you should be fine.
I think it's worth a try at least.
I think everything's worth a try at this point. Although, I thought you were kind of on board with this whole inviting the guy out. I mean, are you sure you want to?
I am, but since there is no information and nobody really knows what might happen, I kind of want to be on the safe side.
Better safe than sorry, aye, that's a good strategy.
Because I don't want to hurt anybody.
Well, I'm not about to let that happen, don't worry.
I give you a happy smile.
I smile back and then wait like 20 seconds and then go, breakfast?
Breakfast!
Alright then, so yeah, you guys go down for breakfast. Elevator! Yes, you get on the elevator, which again has the wonderful students with a variety of bed hair. Some though just have perfect hair, which they seem to have remembered they can just use magic.
I speed up to make sure that I get to control the thing and like glare at anybody who tries to do it instead of me.
How many times have you used the elevator now?
What counts as times?
Activated it.
Well, technically,
He was playing around the day
I went
before.
down once, then back up, and then down again. So I guess is that one time or is that 3 times?
That'd be 3 times from each
Okay.
activation. Okay.
And that's it.
Okay, you did. Yeah, you went up, but that was the same. Okay. Yeah.
No, sorry. Oh yeah, no, I did it on the way up as well, didn't I? Okay. So 4 then.
4. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you guys jump on. You rush to activate it, I guess. At this point, yeah. Everyone's going down, so yeah, you get on and you activate with your stone, which is same as usual. Head down. Everyone gives you a peculiar look at like, you're that excited to do it? Okay. And you go all the way down to the bottom floor, which again, as busy as it always is, with multiple people coming in and out from the various doors and from the main door as well. You guys go down the main hallway towards the main hall and go get breakfast. Which
do I see/recognize either either A, the Power Rangers kids, or B, the kids that came with us to be useless?
give me a perception.
Nope.
There's only one thing you're looking for, sir, and that is muffins. There's no muffins in these people. But there is some on that table over there.
I will get one muffin for each member of the party and then eat all of them. Like specifically pick out a muffin that I think would appeal to them, and then just eat it.
Okay. Do you get different varieties of the same color?
Oh yeah, like a different muffin for each person, like a muffin that represents their personality.
There's various types of berried mushrooms, and there's a few chocolate ones as well.
I was about to ask, is there a black one?
Is there a what?
A black one.
There's a black currant one, yeah.
No, is there a blueberry muffin? That'll be for me.
Oh yeah.
And then there's one with like a slightly more pointed top. That's the Serafina muffin.
It's risen a little too high into a point, yeah.
And then there's one that like looks like it was taken out of the oven a little bit early, and that's the Wilbur one. Like they rushed.
Wow.
It.
Alright, and you grab your muffins. Seraphine, you grab some variety of stuff for your breakfast. And you begin to chow down. For the remainder of the morning. And then...
Well,
what you guys...
got stuff we kinda need to do before we meet up with the rest of the guys.
Okay. Well, breakfast is only going to take a little while. So, what do you plan on doing after? Just under about 20 minutes, probably.
I guess. Well,
We had
are
some
we going
research
the
to do, but I
library?
can't remember.
Something about the thing in King's Arch, the tournament or whatever. Were we not going to research that?
Oh, we were supposed to look into that?
I guess so.
Oh, well. I guess the library has some stuff.
Yeah, I guess we'll go have a look. As we leave, I would like to sleight of hand some additional muffins.
Sleight of hand those muffins.
Wow.
Wow! Everybody noticed.
Everyone noticed that you just get this handful of muffins and just try and put them into your robe pockets. It's pretty
not
obvious.
Robe pockets. Come on, I'm not an animal.
Okay.
Wrap them in like a napkin or something.
Oh, okay, sure. One of them drops on the floor.
I would like to see if anyone noticed.
I noticed.
I will pick it up and eat it.
Everybody noticed.
I just like toss it up in the air and like snap it with my jaws. Just down it in one.
Get a little clap, like the most pity clap possible. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nothing interesting happens here, like, ever, apparently.
I was half expecting it to be like a canteen at an old boys' school where if anyone drops anything, everyone cheers.
That's if you break something.
Oh, it's just like if you dropped anything at all at my school.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a really boring school. But yes, you guys grab muffins. You
There
have...
weren't any girls, so yeah.
well, what else is there to cheer at? Anyway, yeah, you have a bunch of muffins. Seraphina, you lead the way, I guess, to the library.
As we get outside, do I see the Temple of Mishra?
Mr. Yes. Yeah, you can just about sit. Just past the fountain at the main gate, you can see that there is a bit of a decoration to the front of the arch on this side. It's a bit hard to make out, but yeah, you give me an intelligence. Just actually, would it be religion? Religion, which is still intelligence, but yeah.
Religion is intelligence.
Yeah, and you don't have proficiency, so
I don't have proficiency.
So it's the same thing then. Sure. 10.
Oh.
It looks like a bit of a mural thing. Yeah. And you You do remember seeing, though, on the map Ulan showed you, there was 3 temples at the front. So,
I was just interested in Mr. because that's the one I know of.
But yeah, you briefly notice that looking at the front as you guys go towards the library. Aaron, you wake up eventually. And go down to breakfast, where, if or more, you would probably have gone down to breakfast at this point.
Yeah.
You actually would get breakfast with your room, so you'd have to pay for that. So you get breakfast, you're already eating. Aaron, you eventually come downstairs after making yourself presentable, and you head downstairs as well. While Wilbur is still nowhere to be seen at this point. Actually, Sarah would be down as well at this point, having breakfast. And yeah,
I would join them for breakfast. Good morning, people.
Good morning, Master Aaron. Sleep well?
I did. Did you meditate well?
Yes, thank you.
It's a bit empty around this table today.
yeah, it's quiet.
That's probably because they're up at the college, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh well, food time.
And you guys have a modest breakfast. It's not bad here, actually. Compared to all the other places you've been at, this is probably getting better to the standard you're used to. There's a lot of magical things around here, so everything's a lot more easier to use. But yeah, you guys have a pretty solid breakfast. And yeah, what is your plans for the day?
I honestly have no idea.
Maybe we should go look around the shops to see if there's any discounts we could purchase.
Best
Help.
idea ever. Let's go.
2 people I didn't expect to go shopping. Okay. Alright, so you 2 go shopping then for the morning. Seren will tag along, I guess. She's not that excited, but yeah.
I think I'm looking at different things than the other 2.
But yeah, you guys do have some money at least. Aaron has most of it, but yeah. Ulan does have the bag. Or the whole. Yeah, you guys go shopping. Wilbur, you're finished eating. Where are you going to go? Or are you just watching?
He looks up at the sky. Is it morning by now?
Yeah, I'll say it's morning at this point. You're pretty tired, but yeah, it's morning.
Well, he remember the comfy chairs in the waiting room, so we go there and wait.
Okay, yeah, so you go to the waiting room at the front of the college.
Yeah, you know, doing what what was said. So you know.
Does he fall asleep in the comfy chair?
We'll see when he gets there. He's still got a bit of a walk.
He thinks by now that you always are late, everyone, so he's gonna sit there and sleep. Because you don't have enough strength to stay awake, probably.
Probably. You rolled pretty poorly, if I remember.
I rolled like a 2.
Yeah. So yeah, you go in towards the college at least. Yeah. You guys in the library. So yeah, you guys.
Before we get into the library,
Oh yeah.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
First question: did we walk past the muffin disappearing barrier?
No,
Or was that
opposite
like-
direction.
Okay, good. The muffins are fine. That was the important question. Second question: I would a thought has just occurred to Ulan, and I would like to grab a random student.
That doesn't sound wrong at
Poorly
all.
phrased. I would
Poorly
like
phrased.
I would just like to
Ask.
like sidestep into the path of a student. Just like completely get in their way, but like not one that looks like Not like one of the threatening students, but like a semi-helpful looking student.
You want to pick on a nerd? All right.
Basically.
And it's pretty. Actually, give me a perception. All right. You find a reasonably average student. Looks like they're in the second year. From the silver on their robes. You step in pretty dexterously in front of them. Excuse me? Can I help?
Yeah, if I was trying to get magicite stones enchanted, who would be the best person here at the college to talk to?
I don't... What? Go speak to one of the teachers, I'm sorry. I need to get to my research.
Alright, is there like a faculty lounge where all the teachers are?
Just ask at the front desk. I'm sure they can help.
All
No,
right.
I really need to go. Thank you.
I'll just step aside and watch him leave, and then just look at Seraphina and go, well, he was rude.
Not compared to the someone I met yesterday.
I suppose he was slightly more useful than the students we took to... What was that place we were at? Candle? Mistwick?
Mistwick.
That's why I'm thinking Candle, because of the wick. Okay.
That's next door. That's Candlestead.
I was thinking like my brain was stuck on Lark Rise to Candleford, which is like a period drama.
Your brain sometimes just
No.
goes off. Alright, anyway.
And then like Lumiere started singing in my brain. And
yeah. It's special. So you guys are now going back?
Mm-mm.
You're going back to the library. Okay.
Keep going to the library, we'll do that on the way back.
Alright, then. You guys go to the library, which you guys have been to. And it's still the impressive site as before. Huge building, 4 or 5 stories up. And inside, grand open with staircases and bookshelves all the way up to the ceiling.
Hopefully we can find some useful books this time.
Yeah. What books are you looking for? That is the question.
Having learnt from past mistakes, I would immediately like to try and find a helper person, rather than looking for myself.
Give me another perception.
That's better.
That's a lot better, yeah. You managed to
I
find...
must have spelt that one.
Okay.
No, like whenever it's a good roll, it's always like listening or smelling or something.
Yeah, which is funny because you don't really have this. But anyway, yes, you managed to track down one of the assistants in the library. A pretty scrawny looking elf. It looked like with hair pulled up in a bun, and actual glasses on her nose. And she looks like she's just sorting out books with this like floating disc with books on it.
Hello there! And I will give her like a really big smile.
Who are you?
I'm Ulan, who are you?
I'm an assistant here. What do you want? And
Assistant here, that's an interesting name. I was hoping you could help me find some books. There's a
this is a library, yes.
Well, yes, I had noticed those, thank you. There's a tournament coming up in King's Arch, and I was hoping to read up a bit about it before I get there.
How so? There are...
From behind Ulan.
Well, I was thinking of like opening a book and looking at the words. Is that what you mean? Or like... Oh, you mean like what about the tournament I'd like to know?
Yes. There are some books of the previous tournaments that have been held here. There's been a number of them.
Well, I'm interested in like the kind of events that are going on and the sort of any special protocols or anything like that, like procedures. If there's a buffet, where it might be located, that kind of stuff. Just the basics.
It sounds more and more like you want a travel guide. Those at the front.
There's a travel guide for. That'd be useful.
We would also like to know about the different challenges that has been posed.
Oh, the events and that kind of stuff, yeah.
Well, there's nothing about the current challenges, but I'm sure there's something about the previous challenges of the years. Most of the time you can just ask any of the clerics of the local temples. They should be able to inform you of those, but there is books on them. They would be towards the back in the history section of King's Arch. You can't miss it, it's pretty much the entire shelf.
A question. If you want to lend a book, what would that require?
There is no lending of books here, unfortunately.
Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well then, I must get back to organising these books. If you do need my assistance again, please don't hesitate. Good day.
Good day. And I salute with my hat thing.
And she just pushes the disc a little bit further down the row towards another bookshelf and begins looking through.
As she's leaving, Ulan crouches down to see if there are like wheels underneath the disc thing.
No, don't look there's any wheels.
I see him
magic.
I see him crouch down. I'm just like magic.
Magic. So I guess at the back in the history section, it's the entire shelf. I would like to look around and see if anybody is watching.
Give me another perception. Doesn't look like anyone's looking at you guys at the moment. People are just reading books. If there is even people here. It's still pretty early morning at this point, so people generally having breakfast or going to their classes or research rooms.
I look at Seraphina. Last one there's a stinky kobold, and then I just jump into a run. Just like, woof, gone.
I don't
And it's
know,
pretty much like that.
After him. And then I start running too. I try to catch up to him.
Okay. You guys dash through the library, which is actually pretty far. You have to go. It's about almost 200 feet, probably more, to get to the back. And back, you do definitely get a different smell of it being a little more musky. And even the wood of the shelves is a different colour. It's slightly more eroded. It's a little bit more faded. And you do get to the bookshelf, which is pretty obvious. Well, bookshelves, which are definitely labelled for the cities. And then right at the back is an entire row of King's Arch books. And one in particular definitely stands out more than the others. Which pretty easily on inspection has almost a year account of events in King's Arch, and it seems to be dated. So
I guess I will grab the really obvious book.
I like to look around to see if there's other useful books.
okay, you can give me an investigation. Ulan, looking at this book, this one actually. Where did you pick this one from? Because it's an entire shelf. So did you pick it from the top, from the bottom?
You said that they were labeled, dated and stuff, right?
Mm.
So when was the last tournament?
Last year.
Oh, okay. Then I will get last year's book or something.
Okay. Yeah, and it just has last year's date on it, which is arbitrary at this point. And you begin looking for it, and it's basically like it's almost like a planner of the year's events going through the entire year. And it's pretty close to the front is the section. Wow, words. The section on the Dawning Festival tournament, which would be what you're looking for.
So yeah, I'd like to just study that and like look at what the events were and that kind of stuff.
Studying it, just give me wisdom or intelligence.
Just straight wisdom.
Yeah, just straight wisdom to understand it.
Wow.
Okay. I wouldn't say it's too hard to do this, but it seems the general basis you can pick up. It seems each event is broken down into what seems to be 2 sections, really. The skill test and the combat test. The skill test seems to be broken down into 10 different areas, all based on one of the 10 deities in the city.
Okay.
And the theme is very specific to each deity. So Lathander is light, Suni is beauty, Umberlee is swimming, Mr. is arcana based things. It's all very, it makes sense in terms of this is what it would be. From this year or that year, each event varies quite drastically in terms of what each one is about. For example, the Umberlee one was actually to do with diving, and it seemed to be they were collecting something from the bottom of the lake nearby. To the one of Gond seemed to be of fixing a clock.
Okay, so bearing in mind that I know the rest of the group fairly well, are there any obvious challenges that like leap out as what would probably be appropriate for each person? Like obviously the Mr. one is probably going to be quite a Seraphina thing since it's just flat out magic.
For each person, yeah, you could probably pick up that it's probably effective that you have both a paladin and a cleric of 2 different deities. So they should be pretty effective for those 2 challenges. Yourself probably would be good with the survival of Sylvanus. Wilbur would probably be effective of Ogma, the god of knowledge, and Seren would probably be she would probably be able to do pretty well with Tempest, the god of war. They seem pretty the realms of possibility they should be good at. Like last year's one that you've been reading seemed to literally just be an arm wrestling for the Tempest.
Which one would Steve be good? Good question.
Well, are you gonna have Steve as one of your 4 competitors?
It's a possibility.
Is there any kind of like barrel of apples eating contest? Because if so, yes.
Probably would be a no. But he would probably be able to do pretty well in survivals, not survival, nature for Sylvanas as well. Technically, I guess.
What kind of stuff was the Sylvanas challenge last year?
Last year Sylvanas was... it was to track a cat in the town. Basically, there was one cat and a team of 3 different teams were set out to find it, and whoever found it first was passed.
That is awesome.
So it seems to be generally around naturey things, either tracking, survival, anything to do with nature itself in terms of plant life or animals, it seems. Yeah. Seraphine, what did you find? 15. You were just looking for interesting books.
If there's anything useful somewhere.
And you're in the section for King's Arch. There's
Oh, interesting, since we then found what we needed.
There's interesting books, I guess. Talking about the construction of King's Arch, the expansion of the outer walls of King's Arch, the naval capacity of King's Arch, the local citadel, which is attached to the Kelemvor pyramid. There's the building of the White Spire, which is the central castle of King's Arch. There's numerous amounts of different types of books of different parts of this city, or this capital.
I'll just look over Unan's shoulder and see what he...
But when I'm done, I'll pass the book to Seraphina to see if she makes like more sense of it, because I didn't roll very high on wisdom. And then I'll just like wander off and look at the bookshelves as well.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious if there's anything about Ithelmore's order.
Yeah, there probably would be.
I would like to just like read something about that, and just like I'd like to know random trivia that I can just throw into conversation to creep him out.
Alright, give me an investigation to try and find it. It's not too hard. It's probably gonna be around it.
Oh wow!
I was hoping so hard for that.
Yeah, no, that's pretty easy, as there is a section on the known as the Temple Circle, as one of the inner circles of King's Arch. It has a book of each of the orders that resides there, and one of them is for the Kelemvor order. You pick it up, and it's a pretty meaty book, hardbound with an actual strap on it to keep it closed.
Does it have a glossary at the back?
No.
No.
It has an index, I guess. Yeah, it has an index at the front.
Like at the back of the PHP, so you know what page to flip to.
No, it doesn't have one of those.
Okay. I would like to try and see if there's anything about masks.
Okay. Give me another wisdom.
I should have put the 2 in that instead of Dex.
It takes you quite a while as you keep on flicking, trying to find what you're looking for. Eventually, you do find some part that does seem to be discussing about initiates wearing masks. We don't seem to be getting a really grasp on it. You probably have to read it a little bit more.
Okay.
Serafina, you take the book from Ulan.
Yep.
Give me a wisdom as well. 14. Better than Ulan. Okay. Yeah, you get a little bit of a better grasp on it than he did. Each being of each challenge. It seems each one, you don't have to do every challenge. It seems you only have to do 4 of the challenges, and you just get to pick which ones better suit your group. Each event does seem to be very specific, and this one that you're reading is of last year, so this is only a brief summary of that year's, and it doesn't seem like the tough challenges. It just seems like the ones to see if you're above the cut. Almost like these challenges are meant to be tests to see if you're going to be good enough for the second part.
The second part being
The combat part.
Combat.
is there anything specific about the combat?
Actually, yeah, there's pretty large amount. Depending on the size of the actual competition, it's pretty generally split into preliminaries, quarters, semis, finals. All set in... well, I can't say all because it's this that year as you're reading. It seems to be that year was actual tournament arena built outside of the actual capital itself, as a large circular arena with very small scale obstacles with very simple design, and each group would fight another group until their... It's interesting, actually. Reading this one, it talks about each party having a health pool, which seems to be their both their requirement and their the winning condition. Seems to be reducing a party's health pool, which seems, after you keep on reading it a little bit more, seems to be talking about actual magicite crystal being the basis of this health pool, and when enough damage is dealt, it seems to crack, and the losing party is then disqualified when it reduces to 0. And this continues on until the finals. So it doesn't seem there's any actual lethal damage being dealt. It makes it very interesting in terms of how to go about things. As it seems each group that had previously been entered in all had very different ways of doing it.
It's just not hack and slash. There's some strategy behind it.
Some had strategies, it seemed. Some were actually, as it does actually talk about each of the groups, well, not in detail, but it does seem to talk about this was a group that was knights from one of the local orders, or this was a group that had come from the south to challenge. And a few of them were quite varied. Some of them seem to actually come from a couple of the islands from the east. One of the groups was actually from the Arcanum College, and they were all mages, it seemed. So they had a different approach of managing to get through at least the quarters, and then were defeated later on in the semis. So it seems all you have to do is reduce your opponent's health pool to 0.
Sounds simple enough.
Yes. See. Yeah, and yeah, the year was literally just, it was in a circular arena with a couple of what seemed to be rock obstacles in the way. But apart from that, it seemed to be a very simple arena. Oh, and the winners were. It seemed the winners were two fighters, a wizard, and a monk.
A wizard and a monk, you say?
And they were rewarded. It's pretty vague. It seems like it just says a reward from the king is what it really says about reward.
Can I walk back to the bookshelf, pull out a random book from that about the tournament event stuff? I don't care which year it is. Pull the book out, flip to the page about who won, just to see the party composition.
Okay. Just to find out, give me a roll. A D100. 12. It seems to have been a warrior from the north, a bard, a sorcerer, and a ship captain, which is a very curious group. Layman's terms, it probably meant a barbarian, a sorcerer, a bard, and a rogue.
I put the book back. And I find Ulan. Oh, I look to Ulan.
There's one more thing I'd like to look up in the book about Islam's Order. Is there still time? I'd like to see if there's a section about like titles in terms of address. Like the proper way to refer to people and all that kind of stuff.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. You give me another wisdom. you it's a little bit easier to find over reading about the mask. It seems there wasn't really too much about positions apart from to your superiors, and it's pretty diverse, really. It depends on which order you're actually connected to, it seems. But it seems people of the similar station seem to just call each other brother or sister. And then superior seems to be either a militaristic title, such as captain, general, to very clerical roles of priest, high cleric.
Does it actually explain what a captain does? Because Ulan did not understand why he kept calling Velis Captain Velis. Like, is there some kind of explanation of what the role is?
Someone who's in charge of a small group or contingent. But yeah.
So just like out of nowhere, you're like, so it doesn't have anything to do with boots, right? He got very confused.
Yeah. There's occasionally external names as well, written about how people from outside should call certain people. Generally, it's based on if you know which order they're from still, but generally you just call them either knights or yeah, generally it's either knights or soldiers or such.
Is there like an equivalent of like Sir Itham or whatever?
That would basically be about right.
Okay.
As you would be a person from an external source from the order, so yeah.
Do I actually know like the specific name of Itham's order? I can't remember.
Order of Balance.
Yes.
He
Order
has
of
said it.
Balance. Oh yeah, I remember now.
So yeah, a knight would be of the correct standing for that.
Okay.
It seems there's because I only said 2. There's actually 3 standings. The Order of Balance, the Scale Bearers, and the Clericate. Which has a specific name. Yes. Anything else you're going to look for while you guys are in the library for the time being?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. So you guys are reading for pretty much at this point most of the morning. At this point, yeah, for most of the morning, especially you looking through this pretty large book, looking for what you're looking for. Seraphina, you picking up other books to find out these other details. While this is going, Aaron and Ifilmore, you're going shopping. Yeah, where are you guys going to go shopping? It's a large town for the most part, and business is starting to open at this point around the town. So you've got quite some areas to look around.
Where would you like to go first, Master Aaron?
I'm not sure if you'd like the same things as I do, though. So, maybe we should... I don't know, I can follow you for now. I'll look around while following you if I see anything interesting.
maybe we should look see if there's any magic items or something that can help us in this tournament. Where do you think the best place for that would be?
I have no idea. That's the first time in this town. No, I don't think it is, right?
You probably stayed close to King's Arch and the towns around her.
Yeah, well, they must have passed.
You passed through. I don't think you stayed very long for the most part. You may have stayed for the night, but I don't think you probably looked around.
Does it look like we're in the main market street?
You can find it pretty easily. It's one of the main offshoots from the main travel road. So yeah, you could probably find it pretty quickly. It's not.
Yeah, we can...
Again, it's not like a marketplace with just stalls places. It's actual shops with signs over the doorways and other such things. There's a couple things outside the shops, but generally it's actual stone buildings with proper formal presentation. Give me both perception to see what you can find.
Our disadvantage is a bugger.
Oh yeah, yes, we're doing it at disadvantage. Yes. Alright, so, Aaron, you looking around, you see some pretty general stuff. Looks like there's a couple general stores of various equipments and things. Looks like there's a bunch of tailors around here as well. Probably to do with robes, considering there's a college literally behind you. As well as various cosmetics as well, probably.
Oh my god.
You're not completely sure from where you're standing, because you guys are currently at like the entrance to the road. But yeah, you can definitely tell there's probably some type of cosmetic shops down the street in various parts of it. Ithamore, the shops of different types. You can definitely tell at least the ones closest by seem to be general stores. Looks like there's an armor shop nearby, but you can't tell further down. It's the lights in your eyes.
I point towards the armor and say, should we have a little look in there, see if there's anything there that be suitable for us?
Sure. That sounds like fun.
No, maybe they'll make some really pretty armor you could buy for yourself.
I roll my eyes and go.
So you go into the armory? Was that I heard?
The armorer.
The armorer. Right. Yeah. You step inside, and again, it's morning, so you guys are pretty much the only ones in here. Even the any of the staff doesn't seem to be in at the moment, or at least in the back room. And the armor shop itself is pretty plain for the most part. It's dark woods pretty much everywhere. Floor, walls, the ceiling has battens going across the top, and there's shelves displayed with different types of armor, chain, splint, full plate, various different designs and a few different types of materials as well. There's a couple weapons about, but not as many as the actual armor plate pieces that are about. All of different states of qualities, and some more extravagant than others. This seems to be not as this doesn't seem to be too many people go in this place, considering this is a mage town primarily.
Is there anything like gauntlets that give you a strength boost, or something like the Ramming Pauldrons, or...
You guys are inside, so give me another perception. Or actually, no, investigation. Yeah, you can both give me investigations.
I'm not really looking.
You have like a perception of 20 anyway, passive, so you're like looking around at stuff and it's like, yeah, there's some interesting stuff. 21. Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, you notice some things are shiny. It's like, yeah, there's some shiny stuff. Evermore, you looking around, doesn't seem to be anything that seems stat boosting. You're not really that wise on magic to begin with. But there is like gauntlets and gloves and greaves and boots on various shelves and such.
I go up and have a look at them, see if there's any signs saying anything about them, and see if they're enchanted or whatever, or if they're just regular pieces of armor.
Okay. Which ones are you inspecting? All of them or specific?
I'll start with the gauntlets and then work my way around.
Okay. They seem well designed. They seem to have some type of inscribing on them, but you can't really tell if they're magical or not. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, you can roll an Arcana, I guess, yeah. No. You these are just normal gauntlets.
I move on to the pauldrons.
Okay. These gauntlets, pauldrons. They're pretty nicely made. They seem pretty plain in their design, apart from a couple of what looks like elven patterns in the sides of it, which seem to trail down into some type of bead. Again, looks like there's some type of like inscription on one of the sides to it. Most part though looks pretty standard.
When you say elven patterns, does that mean elven writing or?
Doesn't look like elven writing, no.
For the time I go look at the greaves.
The greaves, they are pretty different compared to the other two. They're darker material. Seems to be almost black to the actual steel itself. It's still shiny, but it is a very dark grey, with very dark levers as well to bound it. Same thing. It seems to have some type of inscription on the side of the foot, but yeah. Actually, yeah, you can give another Arcana, sure. 20. It does feel like there's something coming off it as you pick it up and have a look at them. Almost like they feel lighter than they should, I guess. So like you weigh it in your hands, you're like, this should feel heavier. But
is there a price tag on them?
There would be a price tag on them. It's kind of like twine around one of the leather bands and a piece of parchment with a number on it. For these, it looks like it's a 400 gold.
I turn to Aaron and say, Master Aaron, how much money do we have to spend?
We have around 300 with us right now. I think more is in the hole.
Hmm.
And you actually, yeah, you looked at the other two items as well. They both had price tags on them as well. The gloves being 250. The pauldrons being 100.
These might be a bit too expensive for now. Then I go back to look at the pauldrons and try and study them again.
Yeah, you can give me another Arcana. Okay. You have a look at them again after getting that feeling from the boots. Looking at them again, it's very slight, and you have to kind of get closer. It does seem to have this like almost a shimmer to the actual air around it, which is why you probably had to have a second look at this to notice it. But yeah, it does seem to have something.
Is there like a tag or a sign nearby that says if they're special, or does it just say pauldrons?
You have a look around. It doesn't look like there's an actual label on them describing what they are. It seems to just be the price on them. And yeah, you can hear there's definitely someone in the back room because it looks like you can hear boxes being lifted. And as you're looking at the pauldrons, actually someone does come through the back curtains with this like large box in their two hands, and just drops it onto the front desk with just a doof, and a bit of dust kind of comes out of it. And it's like,
Good morning, good sir.
oh, we are customers. Good morning. Well, welcome to my fine establishment. Sorry, I was out back. How can I help you guys? You're looking for some armaments, some gear. You look
Well,
like you're.
just browsing at the minute, really. Just was wondering if any of these pieces of armor are enchanted or the like.
Yes. All of our wares here are enchanted actually from the college, just along the way there. Great folks actually. Managed to give me quite a few deals on this. But yes, all of my wares here are enchanted of various types of degrees.
That's good to know. Can you tell me what enchantment these pauldrons have, please?
The pauldrons. Which ones are those? Bring him here.
I go count and hand them to him.
These pauldrons. These are of the blinding light incantation on them. It allows a use to blind nearby targets temporarily. It's quite effective as a defensive mechanism. Came up with the idea myself.
Sounds very useful. What do you think, Master Aaron?
Huh? What are we talking about? I'm like looking back through the window at the shops that we've missed.
I lift the pauldrons up and say, these pauldrons, they're enchanted with a spell to blind the person attacking you. Do you think they'd be a good fit for me?
That sounds lovely.
Sounds very useful, doesn't it?
Yes.
I turn back to the shop owner and say, we're going to join in the tournament in King's Arch, and we're just thinking of picking up some magic items before we do that could help us in the competition.
Well then, I'm sure my wares will do great good for you all. The tournament's known to be quite a bit of competition. So, yeah, if you're looking to purchase, I am very happy and very willing to part with these quite excellent condition pauldrons.
I think for a minute, what other enchantments do you have on different items?
Well, sir, there is, as you look around, everything here is enchanted. If you just pick out one of my wonderful suits from over here to the left to all the numerous amounts of accessories of gauntlets and helms and braces of varying qualities, I am sure there will be something of your suit, of ability and fortitude that you're looking for.
Do you have anything that can help with combat? Make it easier to strike your foe, or be able to strike them harder?
Well, I do sell a few enchanted swords and other melee weapons. It's not really the expertise of the shop, unfortunately. A few of the gauntlets here are pretty effective at strengthening the grip of your weapon and such. There's a few headpieces here to keep you on your toes, but nothing to, as what you say. You may have to talk to one of the friends I have down the road who is more of a weaponsmith, you would say. He may have a better category of items you're looking for, if it's damage dealing you're looking for.
Thank you. I'll take that under advisement. I'll have a think, and we might be back a bit later. Thank you for your assistance, sir.
I do look forward to that, and please do come again.
Good day to you.
Bye.
And when we're outside, I turn around and say, well, I think it's only fair you pick the next shop we have a little look in.
Are you sure about that?
Well, you stood around for me, so it's only fair. I stand around for you, and you never know. Maybe you luck out and pick something we'll both enjoy.
You said something about a nice shop we passed. Was it cosmetics? We're going there.
Yeah, the cosmetics is further down the street, but yeah. As you walk out, you can see it just down the way. It seems to be, it's a pretty dainty looking shop from the outside. It's very light coloured on the walls. It's very decorative. The glass window at the front has this wonderful shelving of different bottles and tonics, it seems. So yeah, you go to the cosmetic store.
The first thing I'm looking at is moisturizers, because I feel that for some reason Ithelmo doesn't like the sun much, so he might use it.
Yeah, and as you even get closer, you can get the whiff. There's definitely a variety of smells in this shop, and as you walk in, the smell is pretty strong, but it's pretty. There's different wafts you pick up of like very mellow smells and very strong perfumes and such. And it isn't too long before you've been through a number of shops like this, so you quite quickly pick out the skincare section. And there's a good amount of skincare products, of both moisturizing, sunblock. Yeah.
Is there a husband's chair in the shop?
Unfortunately, no. It doesn't look like the one.
So I just stand around near Alan then, waiting for him to pick something out.
Okay, give me a minute. I want to buy a few things.
All right then.
Is there a salve that helps deal with scaly skin? Because you should get
Exactly.
that for Ulan.
I want to buy something for Ulan. Yes.
Yeah. It would actually be in the skincare section. It's less of human products and more of Dragonborn products that's next to it, which is larger quantities, it seems.
Yes.
But there is like scale polish and other moisturizers of various quantities of both like as a wash product and as like a morning product to like polish the skin and rub into the scales.
Yes, I would like to buy something moisturizing for his scales. Yes.
All right. It's quite a large bottle. It looks like it could do quite a few uses. Doesn't look like it's too expensive. It looks like it's about 7 silver.
Okay, I'm gonna spend my own money. Don't worry, guys. And then I would like to buy something that smells very nice for Serafina, like flowery.
That is very easy to find. There's different types of smelling flower smells. Some of them actually looks like it does have essence of flowers in them.
Ooh, that's the one I want.
That one's a little bit more. That's like looks like it's about 1.5 gold.
Oh, okay. Then I would like something that you can use as an antiseptic for Wilbur.
So not a bottle of Febreze then?
No, he gets bloody and dirty very often, so...
There's some types of tonics. It's a lot. There isn't much of a fragrance in it because that would really burn. But there is some cleansing fluids, yeah.
Yep.
Which has a bit of a mellow fragrance to it, just to like cover up the smell of blood. Which is only 5 silver, which looks like it's a moderately sized bottle, but yeah.
Okay, for Ithelmore, I think I want something for skin product as well, because he wears armor so often, and to take care of the skin that's underneath.
To deal with chafing, right?
Yes.
So yeah, a skincare product to moisturize. So yeah, that's again is probably only about 5 silver.
And then a few moisturizers for myself.
Probably in total, I'd say about. Let's just say 2 go for you because you're going to probably buy quite a few things.
Yep.
So
the total is 5 gold and 2 silver.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
And,
you can mark that off.
Yep. Okay. All done.
And
Well,
is it 5 coppers for the carry bag.
I have my own backpack. I'm environmentally friendly.
Bring your own bag.
Unexpected item in the bagging area.
Oh no, oh no. I'll hand Littlemore his thing, his bottle, and say, use it under your armor. This will make it easier to wear it.
Thank you, Master Aaron. I put it into my pack.
Oh, do we have any plan? Do we know when are we leaving the town?
I'm not sure. I think we might be spending a couple hours here because Mr. Serafina needs to do her research, doesn't she? So I think we've got time to.
I can always contact them.
How often can you do that?
It's not something I can do often during the day. I can do it around 3 times.
Maybe you should do one now, just to ask them how long they're going to be, and then you can do another one when we finish shopping.
Well,
tell them we're ready.
We can go to the weapons shop you wanted to meet, and I can cast my spell there because, well, you will be looking. I'll be doing something else.
Okay, fair enough. Come on then.
I'll smell my products on the way.
Alright then, they smell lovely. So, yeah, at this point, you guys shopping didn't take too long. So you guys are heading where again? To the college?
The weapon shop.
Oh, the weapon shop. Yes. Okay. Which is a little bit further down, so you have a look around for it. And you notice it because it's one of the few shops that actually has an open area, where it actually is more of the where all the weapons have been laid out on benches. A few of them have been put up on shelves and such, but most of them seem to be on actual countertops with straps to hold them down.
I look to see if there's any enchanted longswords.
Do you? It depends what you mean you're looking for, because as you look around, you can just give me an investigation. Here for more. It seems to be It seems to be for you. They all have inscriptions on them, so probably. Whoa, shut up.
I just have a look at longswords while Aaron does his message.
All right. Are you gonna look at the ones on the shelf? Or are you gonna look at the ones on the counters?
Look at the ones on the counters first, and then look at the ones on the shelves a bit later.
Okay. The ones on the shelf, the counter seems to all have a pretty similar inscription as you look between them all. They have various different designs. Some of them are like short sword, long swords. There's a few rapiers in there. A few of them actually seem to be daggers as well. There's even a few two-handed swords as well as scimitars as well. All of them having that very similar inscription on both the blade and the handles if they're long enough. Like a couple of the pole arms are there. Most of the pole arms them seem to be on the side in stands.
Is the inscription, does it look similar to the +1 short sword I've got?
Do you pull out and have a look?
Well, surely I would know what the +1 short sword looks like because I've been using it so much.
Have you looked at the inscription? Give me an intelligence.
Can't remember it. Has anything on.
You probably looked at it a couple of times. Can't remember right at the moment.
I step up to the shop and look at it outside the shop, so it doesn't look. So there's no chance of them thinking I'm trying to steal one of theirs.
Okay, yeah, sure. Putting out and looking at your one, and you only just looked at it, so it does look similar. In the same type of design, yeah.
I sheathe the sword and then go back in and look at the ones on the racks.
You mean the shelves?
Yeah.
Yeah. The ones on the shelves, it doesn't look like there's too many on each shelf. It looks like there's only 2 on each shelf. And all seem to have a label attached to each one, as well as a couple of straps placing it onto the surface of the wood. And from what you can tell, at least, they all seem to have a different inscription on them.
Can I get a sense of what they do? Was there a label to say what they do? If they like do fire damage or radiant damage or something?
There isn't really much of a label per se again. You can get the idea that looking at each of them, they all seem to have a different thematic to them, and a few of them have colored gems in the hilts and also in the scabbard as well of each of some of the weapons. Occasionally there's like a red one, there's a blue one, there's a green one, there's one that's kind of this fadey white colored one as well.
Would I know what each colour denotes, or would I have to ask one of the people working there?
Would you have remembered? You can give me a intelligence if you can remember what colour the gems mean. $16. Okay then. Yeah, you just about remember from the conversation way back in the forest that Serafina and Wilbur figured out the what the gem colours meant for the magicite stones. And you could assume it means the same thing here. Of red being fire, blue being water or ice or something along those lines. Green probably meaning wind. This clear, muddy white. Not sure on that one.
I look around to see if there's a clerk who can help me.
Yeah, there's a clerk who's looks like polishing a couple of swords at the front. with an apron, leather apron, of course, top and gloves. Just
I go over to him and say, "Good day, sir."
Morning. How can I help? This is a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect someone in the morning this time. How can I help?
Well, I'm just browsing to see what you got, and I was wondering. I'm assuming that the different coloured gems denote what abilities each weapon has, and I was just wondering if you could tell me what these longswords do.
Oh, the ones on the shelf over there? Yeah.
Yes.
Those are part of the Elemental series that we had going a couple years back. All of various different types. There's standard fire, ice, a bit of wind in there. There's one, I think, that had some crazy like lightning thing happening. That one went a couple of months ago, actually. We have, isn't there the? I think we have an absorbing one up there at some point. I think that's still there.
Did you say absorbing?
Yeah.
What exactly does that do?
It does exactly as it says. It can actually it can absorb a bit of the magical effect of a spell that it can block, and then use it actually in its one of its next attacks. It's a pretty good idea. The fellow who came up with it. Surprised it hasn't done yet.
Though, isn't it?
It's over.
I expect that one's pricey.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's for the quality, of course. Does the business.
And how much would it be? Just out of interest.
Ooh, I can't remember off the top of my head. Probably in the realms of. I would probably say. Ooh. If I had to make a guess. Probably around about, what? 100 platinum?
Yeah. I was afraid of that.
1200?
My price range. I'm just a humble adventurer.
No problem, sir. If you're interested again at some point, you know where to look.
Thank you for your help. I need to have a think. How much are the other swords, by the way?
Oh, the other ones from that element range. They're probably around about 600, probably 600, 500, probably a piece. They've been around for a while, so I'll probably take off 100, probably bring it around to like 450 or something. Yeah.
And what if I traded in my standard longsword? Could that knock some of the price down?
What? Standard? Like what? +1?
I show in my longsword. It's unenchanted, so I don't know if it'll be any use to you, seeing as you deal in enchanted weapons, but...
Well, it just means it just has space to be enchanted, that's all. Probably take a bit off, but not too much, I guess. Yeah, I can probably take off about 10 go for it. So bring it down to 440. But yeah, you know.
And after I think, I might be back. Thank you for your help.
Of course. Have a good morning.
Good day to you, sir. Really nice. So I'm going to go, would rapiers be a similar price? Because I have a travelling companion who uses rapiers, and
Rapiers here on the counter. I think we have one on the shelf up there. So take your pick, I guess. About the same range, I think.
okay, I'll
Fortunately, less metal, so charming's probably easier to do. So yeah, I think you can cut off a couple gold on those, but it's about the same.
okay, I'll pass it on, see if it interests him. Thank you very much. Began should have finished his communication spell thing.
I think so.
He's concentrating. Run, everyone! He's concentrating.
Ambush.
No. So wait, you guys are going away now? Or are you going to go back to the?
Aaron's doing his sending spell to.
Oh yeah, you're sending spell. Forgot about that. Thank you.
He was doing that while I was browsing.
Yeah, that would have finished by now. So yes, you were sent your message, which is what?
I think I sent it to you.
Well, you sent the general thing. What is the actual message?
When and where are we meeting up?
Well, okay then. The question is, who did you send that to?
Let's duel on this time.
Oh god.
Alright then, Ulan. You get this fuzzy feeling in the back of your head, and then then the voice of Aaron creeps in there. And then says
I spin around really quick. And try and see where he is. Is he behind me?
Give me a perception.
Hang on.
Natural 20, I'm teleported there.
Nope.
You can't see, smell, or hear him at all, apart from in your head.
I peek around the corner and then what was the message?
When
are we meeting?
Is this after we've done all of the book looking?
Yeah, this is about the time you guys have finished your book looking.
I say out loud, we have one last thing to do, so maybe an hour at the college front entrance?
Question mark?
Does he get shushed by a librarian talking too loud?
I look very confused at Ulan.
He said it quietly.
Yeah, but he was
No,
still
he's
spinning
shouting it out
around
loud.
and looking
Oh,
around.
no, he didn't shout it.
He was saying.
Yeah, same.
But I'm still near him, so I'm still looking
Did it
confused.
actually work, is the question.
Yes, because it's a telepathic command, so I'm not sure if that worked.
Yeah, you thought it and said it, so yes, it does actually work.
Okay.
So you get confused, Ulan voice, Aaron, saying that.
That's what I expected.
Okay then, in that case, what is you two going to do then in this time? Because you said you have one other thing to do.
I'm still looking confused at him.
I just point at my head and see Aaron.
Ah.
Once we leave the library, I'd like to go to the reception entrance place that the student told me to go to.
Where you had previously been and picked up this stone from, so
Yes.
And it's two different people this time. One seems to be a woman, one seems to be a guy. Both actually human, so.
I just walk straight up and go, hello!
Greetings, sir. How can I be of a service? And welcome to the Arcanum College of Berlin.
Thank you. You have fantastic muffins. I might be in the market for getting some magicite stones enchanted, but I have no idea who here to talk to about that or where to find them.
I see. If you're looking for the enchantment services, they will be in one of the other buildings across the pathway there. You're looking for the warehouse. It's just the one next to the shop.
The next to the shop, right?
Yes,
I
exactly,
saw that
sir.
on the way. Excellent. I know exactly where it is. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
And I turn around and head back out the door again.
I
And
follow
to the
after.
warehouse.
Yeah, you go towards the warehouse, which you had previously just been into the shop. And there would be a whole section that you had pretty much forgot about, which was connected to it on the other side of the hallway. The warehouse section. You go over to the building, which you pretty much know what this building is. You've already been there twice now. Yeah, those two things should be pretty easy to find. Yeah, you guys go to the warehouse, which is pretty much the same as the shopping, but it seems to have a bit more, a little bit more structure to it. It seems it has more in the way of actual large like cargo shelves of boxes, and it seems to have compartments to the side of it, which you can't really see at this moment as you walk through the main front door to the side of it. And there's a large front desk which pretty much covers the entire words today. I'm gonna get a drink in a second. Entire front portion of the warehouse to block any public from going into the back. And there's a pretty elderly guy, robes with an actual. He's very much the identical wizard you would expect. Wizard hat, pointy, with a little bit of a twist to the side, and a curly beard.
Does he have a beard?
He has a bit of a beard. It's kind of more of like a thick goatee, but he does have curly mustache.
Now, if it's a wizard with a goatee, that means they're evil. But if it's a sorcerer, it just means they're fancy.
You have no idea.
Okay. I will cautiously walk up to him because I don't trust people with goatees.
Okay. He's currently just reading a book.
I just sort of like clear my throat quietly. We have people, and what time is it? He's like trying to look for a window. It's like, it's still morning. Good morning. I'm hoping you can help me. This is the direction I was pointed in. I have a quantity of magicite stones, and I might be in the market for getting them enchanted for myself and my companions. I was hoping perhaps, do you have like a wee pamphlet about your pricing guide or anything like that? I'm trying to understand how much it would cost to get things done.
We do have a price list for us. Enchantment of the magicite stones, you say? It would depend on, of course, the extensiveness of the enchantment you require, and the spell you wish to enchant into the stone. But yes, that can be done here. About pamphlet. Do we have pamphlets? We have an index, which you have an index. And he
Fantastic.
reaches under the desk, which he pulls out like a binder, and begins flipping through it. The magicite stone section is here. Here you go. And he like takes out 2 pieces of paper and places them in front of you. These are the current listings of the prices, if you are so interested, sir.
Fantastic. And the magicite stones I have are quite raw and unrefined. Would there be any extra costs involved in processing those, or is that just how they come?
That would unfortunately be part of the case, yes. The raw stones themselves are unrefined, unstable. They have to be correctly focused to the particular task before actually enchanted and ruined.
I see. And like, how expensive would it be to refine, sort of, let's say, like a magicite stone for a crap? How do you say level 2 spell in character?
I have level 2 spells, so.
2nd degree magic. Let's go with that.
Aye, that'll do. Yes, a spell of the 2nd order.
Sure. Well, you can see on your sheet there. Where is it? Of the focused variety, this 2nd level would be for looks like that would be 750 gold, sir.
Is that including refinement, putting the spell in, job done?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There we are. Wait, no. Hold on.
How the DM is informing the NPCs.
Yeah. I informed the NPCs wrongly. Where's my calculation gone? You should have expected that one. So that's. Oh, wait, my bad. Yeah. It's 2nd level. Oof. Oh, actually, it's not that bad. It's only 220 gold, actually. My bad.
220, okay.
Yeah. No, that's the actual stone itself worth. There we go. That's why I was wrong.
Sorry, say that again?
The actual stone's worth would have been 700. The actual enchantment is only 220.
Oh, I see.
Oh wow, I'm kind of happy we got so many stones now.
So if we bought it in a shop from scratch, it would be 750, but it's 225 just to get an enchantment on the stone we already have.
Generally, you don't buy on runes on focus stones. Those are like if you find them mined. You would then sell it for 750. You would buy in a shop an enchanted one for about 500.
Oh, snap. Okay.
For an enchanted one.
So we're kind of fortunate to have stumbled upon magicite stones.
Wait, hang on. So it's 500 to buy an enchanted one in the shop, but we could sell them for 750.
Yes.
So they make a loss. If we're selling it for 750 and they're selling it for 500, they're losing 250 plus whatever the enchantment cost is.
In general terms, generally yes. That's if you can actually sell it for the whole 750.
Right. Okay. Okay. Cool. Well,
Buy and demand.
I will just sort of mumble to myself, say thank you to the guy, and just start wandering back out again, looking at the piece of paper. And probably accidentally bump into things. I don't know. I'm reading the prices.
I'll try to make him not bump into things.
Just for like the sake of saving time, what can you just give me the prices for refining and enchanting for each like spell level. Is that enchanting and refining, or?
You should have expected the question when you gave us the stones.
That's fourth. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, we're not even close to that yet, so. Mhm.
Oh wow.
Stones are expensive.
Is it a level 69 spell?
What? No.
You said think of a number.
Okay, yeah.
Just as another thing as well, is there anything on this price list about like if you wanted to have it put into a thing, like made into a ring or an amulet or something?
Well, those would probably just go to a jeweler.
Okay, so that they wouldn't do that at the same place that they enchant the stone.
That would be more of the actual enchantment process itself. Cool. But jeweling is pretty simple, depending on the actual size you're using and how intricate you want it to be done.
Okay.
And
that's cool.
Usually, you would only do the first two of cantrip and first level. Anything larger is kind of unwieldy. You could probably put it in like a chest piece or a shoulder piece, but yeah. Okay then.
Now you've said that, my brain is thinking like, could I get one embedded in my chest like Tony Stark? That would be pretty awesome.
That would make you end up like the dragon.
No, I'd have like a special thing made for it.
Okay.
Like how
That
Tony
if it
Stark's got
moves
the metal
inches, he's gonna kill
socket.
you.
Lead plating around it, just to make sure it's stuck.
Yeah,
stays.
and I'll get Gwyneth Paltrow to stick a hand in my chest or something.
Okay.
That'd be fine.
You get Katie to put her hand into your chest to pull it out. Alright. Anyway, is that what you guys wanted to do?
No, I'd need to get Xena to do it because I'd need someone with small hands. That is like literally the only two NPC names that I remember in the entire game.
Well done. Alright, so yes, you guys...
I have one more thing I want to do, but that is when we reach the gate and is basically almost out.
Okay then. Unless you guys have anything about it, you probably will do that, I guess. Unless you guys are going to look around. Go back into the shop, I don't know.
How goes
You
the
said,
shopping dates?
I think you said an hour. In an hour's time, meet at the front. So you've only spent about Probably less than 20 minutes. Going to the warehouse.
How long have you spent all together since like breakfast?
Since breakfast.
Like in the library, how long?
So in the library, you probably spent, I would say, probably a couple hours reading through those books, finding the books as well.
How many hours have I slept right now?
Oh, because you slept. Ooh, the question is, you probably got breakfast the earliest, which was probably around 5 or 6, which is when they're making the bread. So you've actually slept a couple of hours now at this point. So it will be. You've probably slept about 3-4 hours. No, actually, probably. Yeah, about 3-4 hours. Because it would probably be pushing into 10 o'clock at this point.
Like I'm about waiting on a fucking plane or something, just sitting.
Yeah, you're in the waiting lounge. Yeah. So yeah, it's about 10 o'clock at this point. So you guys just come out of the warehouse about 10 o'clock. So yeah.
Okay, so Ulan is gonna squint at the sun and then look at the shadows around, and then look at Seraphina and go, brunch?
I will sleep all day.
I have nothing else I need to do, so.
So brunch?
Yeah.
We go back to the canteen for more food.
A second breakfast.
Yeah.
Fucking hobbits.
Wow, hobbits.
It's a little bit early for 11s.
A dragon and a hobbit says that. Yeah, that would have brunch. Yeah, that's about right. Okay then. So yeah, you guys have brunch. If Aaron, you guys are shopping for accessories at this point now. Okay. With Aaron's amazing perception of everything around him, he immediately finds a jeweler.
Chinese.
Because shinies and the most impeccable rings you've ever seen on display. Just and the necklaces and the jewelry, spot on. There's like jade earrings, they're glorious. But yeah, you guys go in there looking for rings. There's again a very large selection of rings. There's actually more here than there is even of the weapons. You can probably assume this is more because mages would wear jewelry and rings over carrying a weapon or a sword. So yeah, there's quite a numerous selection of just these glass cases of different rings, all of different sizes, to like ones that cover like 3 fingers, to small like diamond rings, to necklaces, even circlets and headgear of not like armor protection, but of different types of jewels in them. So yeah, and you can assume at this point they're probably mostly magical. Some look like very regular decoration, but most of them probably have some type of magical use.
What ones look like they can be defensive, boost an AC and things like that? Or can't I tell that?
You can make an arcana to try and tell. There's magic everywhere. Can't really pinpoint exactly what type at all, unfortunately. Yeah. Aaron, you can make one as well, as you're looking at this time at this stuff.
Hell yes. Hell no.
You're like, these are so amazing, I don't even care.
I'm like, my eyes are shining.
And all of them again seem to have quite a degree of different price ranges. Some of them seem to only be about 150 all the way up to almost 5,000 gold.
I look around for a clerk who can help us.
Yeah, it's about 10 o'clock. So yeah, there's actually at this point there's probably about 2 clerks. There's even a few robed people walking around. They look like the people you saw at the college, or at least around the college. So yeah, there seems to be one clerk that seems to be available at the moment. Quite a well dressed. It's almost what you would expect as like a business suit type of thing, but instead of a tie, it's this like wrapped fabric and then tucked.
Is it Gilmore?
No. He does have quite nice swept back black hair though. But yeah. Good day. I am here to assist you in your services of this time in our fine establishment. How may I serve you?
Can you
Hello.
actually broke up for me?
But yes, how may I serve you in this time in our fine establishment? I see you are looking at some of our finest selection of rings.
Could you tell us what enchantments these rings and necklaces and so forth have?
Which rings are you looking in particular? Most of them are quite a large variety we have here. You would have to be a little more specific, unfortunately. We have some that are for protection, we have some that are very much for the offensive type, and others which are more of utility.
What defensive ones do you have?
We have a range of barrier protection as well as general resistance to being attacked. They are quite popular around the lesser and aspiring nobles.
I put my hand on Aaron's shoulder and say, my companion here doesn't like to wear armor, so I think such rings would be very useful for him. What do you think, Master Aaron?
I think it might be more useful to you guys since you get hit very often. Me, not so much.
You don't have protection if you do get hit. I at least have armor that can protect me.
I flex my muscles. I can take it. I have some muscles, right?
I am sure you can,
I
sir.
playfully punch him on the arm. Not
Ow.
What is your strength again, Aaron?
10.
Oh. There's stuff there, I guess.
But I have 15 constitution, come on.
Yeah, you know, there's some bulk, but it's, like weightlifting.
Yeah. Anyway, myself, I'm looking for some, maybe not something expensive, but I would like a new chain for my symbol. Something nice.
Well, that, we can definitely do. Are you looking for an unbreaking chain?
Hey, what?
A chain of unbreaking.
And it's probably what it actually means. It's a chain that cannot be broken.
Exactly. It is quite useful for making sure your amulet is as secure to your body as it can be.
And I'm guessing that's kind of expensive.
It is one of the lesser degrees of enchantments we have here. It is more for function than anything else.
And the price is?
The price is based on what type of chain you're looking for. Are you looking for silver, gold, encrusted of quite a few jewels, or a very simple and mediocre metal chain?
I think personally I would go for silver because I don't want to be too flashy.
A good choice, sir. That would only be 120 to its cost.
Okay, that's great. And I look like the guy that's actually contemplating if there's a choice or not, but I don't have that much money anyway, so...
Would there be discount for buying two at the same time?
Excuse me?
If we bought two unbreakable chains, one for him, one for me, would you give us a discount for purchasing multiple items?
Give me a charisma. What was that? Persuasion. Persuasion. I could arrange some type of discount to make it more beneficial for you to purchase two items like that, yes? Would that make it more agreeable to you, sir?
It would. How much would you discount us?
Let us say 220 for the both of them.
I turn around and see what he thinks.
I'm gonna whisper, I don't know if we should spend money without asking the others first. Not that I don't want to, it's that I haven't earned it myself, so it's kind of all of our money.
Well, we're all at taking an even share of our funds, so we need. If we spend some now, we can just have a small share.
Sure, if that's okay, then sure.
I turn to the clerk and say, that sounds reasonable. Let us think about other items we may want to purchase before we finalise the deal.
Of course, sir. What else would you be inquiring about?
You mentioned you had rings with offensive enchantments on them.
Yes. They would be this way, sir. And he leads you to a cabinet which has more coloured rings of different types, as well as a couple amulets as well. Then again, some of them have different colours that you're pretty sure you know what types they would have at least. This would be a ring of fireball. It's pretty similar to what it actually says. This one was enchanted actually from the college across the way. It is as it does and casts the spell Firebolt for you. It is quite effective when those do not have the ability to cast Arcana themselves. We also have ones that protect against the elements of certain types. They're all here. There's actually a set with this nice little box, this wooden box with a bunch with 6 different stones in 6 different rings, almost like a little rainbow. Each has its own corresponding color and has resistance to its own element, as it were.
And I'm impressed. How much is the set? Because
the set.
We are a group of adventurers, and there are 6 of us. So it might be worth getting this and having one each. So, how much would the set be?
Well, I can definitely make you a fine offer for such things. Each one would generally be in the range of 700 gold. For the 6 of them, that would be quite a bit. I could obviously arrange a discount for you, sir, in the opportunity that you would purchase the set, which is quite a fine offer, I would say. Let us make a suggestion at let us say 3,000 gold.
I nod thoughtfully and say, well, this is of course something we will have to discuss with our friends, but we will keep that in mind. Thank you. I look see what else is there. I turn around and say, "Can you think of anything you would like?" I turn to Clark and say, "My friend here doesn't like hurting people. Would you have something that could, I don't know, ensnare a foe or disable them non-lethally that he could have?"
I raise an eyebrow.
There is the
Or if not, how about something that could help him render healing?
well, we have a few things that could do quite a number of things. If your friend is quite the persuasive one, we have a few things to boost his appearance in front of others. If that is of his fancy, there is also we do have some types of snaring which are more of the utility type of things. If he is interested in those, what to say, you, sir?
I think to Aaron and see what he says.
I think I've got what I wanted for now. Maybe we should focus on you, people that actually do something during combat, and not me.
Okay then.
Well, that is such a shame, sir. There is a range of amulets that would be perfect for the outfit you are currently wearing.
Where?
And he points to a small cabinet, pretty close to where you guys are, with a couple of amulets in them, which all seem to have this like line of beads in them with silver adorned on them. These all are different effects, but they all have quite a similar purpose in what they do. Each one of the gems embedded in the amulets, each has its own spell in it that you can use after being flown. And this one here, the silver one, and you can see it actually has kind of small black pearls. Each one of these actually creates a sphere of darkness where it lands. It's been known to be pretty effective at running away, or used as a defensive measure.
I think I remember somebody else casting darkness not too long ago. Plus, I don't think Black is in this season, so...
I cough.
That is unfortunate, sir. Well, if it is not black, there is also this one. This one is of the 4 colors of the elements. It has the ability to cast a single spell with each of the stones in it of the attuned realm. As you can see here, it is quite effective in how it is used. And you can see there's one of each of the 4 elements. There's a red one, there's a blue one, there's a green one, and there's a I think I said orange.
I turn to Aaron and say, that might be interesting for Master Ulan. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought the same thing, actually.
How much is that piece out of interest? Just so we can tell our friend.
Well, this one is quite a special of the connection, actually. I believe this one was in the realms of 1,000 gold. I would have to check again, but that does seem pretty close.
Thank you. We'll bear that in mind. We'll let our friend know.
Of course.
I think we'll just take the 2 chains for now. What do you say, Master Aaron? We can always come back with the others.
I think that's a good idea.
Of course, then, Sirs. But please come again if you are ever in the need of such jewelry, and again interested in a fine selection of rings and amulets.
So that was 220, right?
Yes, the 2 chains. 2 chains. What? Sorry. But yes, 220 gold. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
No, thank you, sirs. And have a good morning.
You too.
He takes a short bow.
I bow to him and leave the shop with Aaron. And then when we're outside, we can put our...
Put on your new bling.
Yep, new bling.
What bird?
I don't even remember what Ulan said. What time are we meeting?
It wasn't too long ago, but go ahead and make an intelligence, see if you can remember.
It's called for like 20 minutes.
This is Aaron, and he was in a jewelry store, so...
Oh yeah, probably an hour then.
No, you're pretty sure it was about an hour.
Okay, do we know how far is the college?
You've only been there once, but you can see it in the distance as you look north. You're like, oh, yeah, it's there.
We can start heading there. I don't know how long it's going to take us.
Is the arm shop on the way?
The arm shop is on the way, yes.
As we pass, I turn to Aaron and say, have you got 50 gold I can borrow, please? I think I'll pick up those pauldrons.
Sure, I have some money left.
Thank you. I go into the shop to buy the pauldrons, which are 100 gold.
Oh, the armory shop, sorry. Not the armor shop, yes. And you pick up the pauldrons. Okay, sure. You're back again. Excellent. You wanted the pauldrons. Sure. How much did we say for that? 100 gold?
100.
Excellent.
I just had a thought. As the companions will be going to the tournament, would it be possible to get a discount if you sponsored us? And we could pass on word of your wares?
Unfortunately, I don't know you well enough to do such a thing. If we had business again later in the future, we could discuss things like that.
Okay, that's fair enough. I give him 100 gold.
Oh yeah, Sarah, you actually notice is not actually with you. She's still looking at the weapons.
Just stayed and look at.
Okay, when I got to the shop, I turned around and say, "Where is Seren?" Was she tagging with us, or was she staying behind the drink?
I dramatically turn around.
She eventually is running up the street to catch up to you guys. Like, let's go.
Yep.
Don't forget Steve.
Steve's in the stables.
No, that's a strange noise I hear from up above. What's that?
It's your conscience, Aaron.
I don't have one.
That's why you don't recognize it.
Cleric without a conscience. Conscience. You know, words are.
What was the name of the pauldrons I bought, so I can put it on my character sheet?
Oh, just put pauldrons of blinding light. So actually, yeah, let's take a break here because we've actually gone on for quite a while actually, because you guys did a lot of shopping and talking.
I haven't left Clifford yet.
And you still haven't left Coffee Trap? Yeah. Good thing
Also,
I didn't plan for too much.
This is Mince's first ever nearly pure shopping episode.
No, you guys did one in Woodfell.
He wasn't here for that.
No, she was here for that.
I was.
Yeah.
She was here for the street performance with the portable hole
Yep.
and the ladder.
Yeah. Because you guys were in a cafe talking about problems. It was good.
Oh, I had forgotten the whole ladder thing.
That was special. Anyway,
That's how
we'll
you
take a
use
break
the
here, and we will be right back.